What's good, y'all? Dr. Trehunna. So a new study just came out, and this is about to blow your mind, okay? So let's say you had a twin, and let's say your twin is very active. She likes to go for runs all the time. She lift weights, and she do a little hot yoga Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let's say you just sit around the house. You don't got a lot of time because you just get off of work. You work long hours, and you utilize the time that you have for free watching Netflix with a bonnet on, right? Believe it or not, y'all expend the exact same amount of energy per day. So yes, you burn the same amount of calories, right? Or you expend the same amount of energy as somebody who is way more active than you on paper, okay? How is this the case? All right. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about inflammation and your body's basically budget, okay? And how your body utilizes energy throughout the day, all right? So what is inflammation in the first place? Inflammation is your body's defense mechanism, or basically is a process that basically fight against the things that harms it, such as, injuries or bacteria or pathogens or infections, So we all experienced inflammation before. Why? Because everybody was sick, okay? And inflammation was the main reason why you felt like you couldn't move when you were sick. You had the flu or something of that magnitude, and you were just out for the count, and you was like, oh Lord, I can't do nothing all day. You just want to sit around the house, watch Netflix, or watch and binge watch your favorite show, right? But the reason why you felt like that was not because of the infection itself or the flu, right? It was the fact that your body's immune system used all the energy that it has to infect or attack the infection, okay? Now, also, what your body does for inflammation is, of course, like if we sprain the toe or sprain the finger, right? What happens is you start noticing the swelling, right? That is also inflammation, okay? So once again, inflammation is really not bad for you. This is your body's innate ability to protect itself, right? But chronic inflammation is bad for you, okay? And that is the start to all diseases such as diabetes, okay? Obesity itself, cardiovascular disease, metabolic diseases, okay? High blood pressure, X, Y, and Z, okay? So believe it or not, all diseases start from inflammation, right? Just like all diseases start in the gut. Right here. Why? Because 70 to 80% of your immune system is located in your gut. Because majority of the infections or bacteria that comes from what? Your mouth and what you consume. Okay? So the foods that you consume can either help your body take away the inflammation or fight the infection, or it can literally help host the infection or help the bacteria get stronger or bigger. Okay? So why is it that you can be active, right, and not burn as much calories as somebody who is not active? So what your body does, it has kind of like a budget, right? So imagine if you have like $2,000 for you to spend and you're about to go ahead and get right for this vacation, right? And this $2,000, this is the most you can spend, max, right? Your body kind of has the exact same thing. It has a body budget, okay? So believe it or not, the average American burns about 2,800 calories a day. Okay, so yes, we all taught that, oh, you're not supposed to eat more than 2,000 calories, right? But that's based off the Food and Drug Administration. What they did was they noticed that the average male eats about 26 to 2,700 a day, and the average woman eats about 24 to 2,300 a day, okay? Now, they didn't want to say 25 because they noticed that there was a trend of obesity coming up in the 70s. So they said, you know what, we're just gonna do 2,000 because we already know the average person gonna eat a little bit more than 2,000 calories a day. Okay, that way people's not wild and gaining weight because you said, oh, that recommended calorie intake is 2,500, 3,000 calories in a day, So they went a little bit lower, okay? So believe it or not, you can eat a little bit more than 2,000 calories, okay? But a lot of people also don't know how to read a label. That's why they advise you to go ahead and shoot for 2,000 calories, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, you probably really ate 22 to 2,300 calories, okay? But when your body has this budget, right, it's kind of rigid. It's not going to go a little bit up. It's not going to go a little bit down. So what you can do, like for instance, let's say you have your Fitbit on and you're being very active and all that stuff and say, oh, I burn 1,200 calories. Believe it or not, your Fitbit is going to be like 30 to 40% wrong, and your Apple Watch is going to be 30 to 40% wrong, okay? So it's kind of like a accurate or a gist. It's not really going to be as accurate as you think, okay? But let's say you burn about 600 calories that says on your Apple Watch, okay? So instead of your body utilizing 1,400 calories, right? Or the all 2,000 calories for inflammation, it's only gonna use 1,400 because you already used 600 from being active, okay? So when you're more active, right, or if you live in an active lifestyle, you're giving your body less chance to give yourself chronic inflammation. Why? Because once again, if you're using it, right, you're not gonna lose it. If you don't use it, you will lose it, okay? So that's why you see a lot of people when they are not as active and all that stuff, what they start having, they're having joint pains, right? They start getting sick a little bit more because their immune system is way more active than it needs to be, okay? So think of your immune system like if there's a fire in the house, right? You want the firefighters to come, right? And you want them to go ahead and take this fire out before it destroys everything, right? But what happens when there's no fire, right? And the firefighters still come in and they start spraying everything with water as if there's a fire in place, right? Because inflammation, believe it or not, is literally means on fire, right? So what if you just come in and they start spraying the computer, they start spraying the TV, they start spraying the game system, all that. Everything now is destroyed. The same thing applies with inflammation, okay? That's why you don't want inflammation all day long. But believe it or not, all inflammation that's the start to all diseases, such as cardiovascular diseases, such as metabolic diseases, right? Such as diabetes, such as rheumatoid arthritis, right? So every disease all starts with some sort of chronic inflammation, okay? So what you're literally doing when you're working out is you're inhibiting your body to utilize or allow it to be chronically inflamed. All right. So that is the main benefit of working out. Working out doesn't help you lose weight. It keeps you metabolically healthy. Okay. It helps your body or your brain to stimulate neurogenesis. Okay. Which is the growth of new neurons. Right. So it's keeping you smarter. It keeps everything intact as far as having less brain fog and all that stuff. Help your body utilize the lymphatic system, helps nutrients to get around your body, and ultimately, a lot of people don't know, ischemic diseases or ischemic which basically means a whole part of your body is not getting circulation, right? That's because you're not working out, okay? And it's also attributed to the foods that you're ingesting, right? Just like a lot of people don't understand that when people have to cut off a body part when they got diabetes, it's because a lot of circulation is not going to that part or that ligament. But the reason why circulation or a lot of blood's not getting to that ligament is for the mere fact that sugar corroded the vessels and arteries. So sugar really made it to the point where your body cannot utilize this ligament or this body part. So there's no purpose and you might as well cut it off because you're literally losing blood for it even attempting to try to get circulated through there, So when you're working out, always remember, first of all, and this is more so for aerobic exercises, like you just waking up and jogging every single day. I'd rather you go ahead and do more resistance training, okay? Because then you're creating metabolic active tissue, which is called what? Muscle. And the more muscle you have in your body, the faster your metabolism is, which means what? You get to eat a little bit more sugar if you chose to, right? Because muscle is literally like a glucose sink. It literally helps your body pull out sugar from the bloodstream, okay? Because what happens is once you have a whole lot of sugar in your bloodstream, which is hyperglycemia, right? That is the start to what? Insulin resistance. And then after that, that's why a lot of people nowadays are pre-diabetic or got type 2 diabetes, okay? That literally means you got so much blood sugar flowing in your system at all times throughout the day that there's a problem, okay? So, key points of the day. Make sure you're not always inflamed, okay? And in order for you to do that, you gotta be active, some form of fashion. Even if you go for a walk, ladies, believe it or not, you go for a walk, that's gonna help more than you not doing nothing at all, okay? And when I mean go for a walk, I'm not talking about, oh yeah, well, I went to work today and I took a couple steps and I went and got that donut and took a couple steps. No, I'm talking about you going out your way, you throwing out your headphones and going for a walk, okay? Hour out your day, that's all you need to do, okay? The American Health Association literally advises people to work out 150 minutes a week. That's it. That's basically about 30 minutes a day. That's it, okay? So you going for 1 hour walk is almost optimal. That's it. All right. And that's going to help your body be less inflamed. And once again, the less inflamed you are, the less disease you're going to have, because all diseases start with some sort of inflammation. Okay. And constant inflammation. Okay. And you're just going to feel better throughout the day. All right. Other than that, talk to y'all soon. That's your reset tip of the day. It's going to be say snatch all the time. Not only summertime. I know it's getting a little bit cold outside, ladies. So make sure y'all still staying active. Okay. Talk to y'all soon.